So in this lecture, I am going to cover metamorphosis and diapause in insects. So first is metamorphosis. So this word metamorphosis is actually derived from the Greek words that is meta meaning change and morphe meaning form or structure. So metamorphosis is the change in form or structure, literally meaning change in structure or form. So this metamorphosis may be defined as the series of changes that takes place during the development of an insect from egg to adult or collectively known as metamorphosis. So from an egg to adult, whatever changes are there, whatever activities are required, all are collectively called as metamorphosis. It includes developments, growth, differentiation, molting, etc. So, metamorphosis may include growth, means growth in size, differentiation means differentiation of wings, legs, antenna, etc. And reproduction means producing fertile offspring after mating with the opposite sex. So, the presence of hard exoskeleton, we know that insects have hard exoskeleton that is made up of chitin. So, the body prevents in the growth of the larvae or the nymph. So, whenever the growth is required, there is a molting. Molting means shedding of the old cuticle from the insect body. Uh, that is followed by the formation of new one. So, whenever the growth is required, there is a molting. But molting is not there in case of adults. So there are terms like imago or adult and some imago you may find in the books and you may be confused with the imago and sub-imago. So I'm going to clear this doubt. So imago or adult is same. So this adult is the final stage in the insect development that is actually fully developed with reproductive organs, wings, etc. And they are capable of producing offsprings, fertile offsprings with opposite sex after mating, and they emerges from the pupal body in case of endoterigotan insects. However, in case of exoterigotan insect, they are look like nymphs, but they are larger than nymphs. And this sub-imago is a particular term that is used only for mayflies. So mayflies, in mayflies, there are two types of adults are seen. That is first pre-adult stage that is known as sub-imago. It is actually look like adults only. They have well-developed wings, but their body have no well sclerotized means pigmentation is not darkly pigmented. They have low pigmentation or sclerotization. This and also they have not functional reproductive organs. Hence they are called as sub-imago. So after sub-imago there is a stage called imago. This is the actual adult and they are fully developed with well sclerotized body and with fully developed functional reproductive organs, and they are actually capable of mating. They are involved in the reproduction. The sub-imago is incapable of mating. And this type of condition is only found in case of mayflies, that is Ephemeroptera. Coming to the types of metamorphosis, so in different type of insects, metamorphosis may be of different types. So first is A metamorphosis. A means absent. Metamorphosis. So here the metamorphosis is completely absence. We know that primitive orders like Thysanura, Collembola, Diplura, and Protura, these are included under uh, Apterygotan insects, and A, these are primitive orders actually. So here the metamorphosis is completely absent. So in this example of the silverfish, you can see after hatching from the egg, these newly hatched nymphs, they look like adults only, and they increase gradually. They increase gradually and finally attain the adult stage. So here there is no metamorphosis, no any change. They are simply gradually increase in size, and they attain the adult stage. So this type of condition is found in apterygotes like silverfishes, springtails, proturans, diplurans, etc. Then the second type of metamorphosis is incomplete metamorphosis. It is also known as hemimetamorphosis or direct metamorphosis or simple metamorphosis. So you can see here in this type of metamorphosis only three stages are there, that is egg, nymph and adult. So here you can see after hatching from the eggs, these nymphs, this is the first instant nymph and this look like adults in all characteristics, all respects, except their size is small and they have no wings and also they don't have fully functional reproductive organs. Uh, so this is the difference between the adult and nymph. So after several molts, they attain the adulthood. And after third instar, the wing words are, we can see with our eyes wing words and then development of the wings. And this development of wing is externally visible. Hence, these type of insects are also called as exoterygotans. Exoterigotan insects are exoterigotes, and here there is no pupal stages there. So only three stages are there: egg, nymph, and then finally adult. Adults are capable of reproduction, and they actually involve in the reproduction. So, however, in case of odonatans, this type of reproduction, this type of metamorphosis is there, incomplete type of metamorphosis. But here, the nymph, or it may be also called as larva. The nymph is three stages are there: egg, nymph, and adult. But this nymph is aquatic in nature, and this it is predatory also, and this is aquatic in nature. Hence, it is called as naiad instead of calling nymph. So this is the difference, and hence this type of metamorphosis in case of odonatans is called as hemimetabolous type of metamorphosis. So please remember, in case of odonatans, that is dragonflies and damselflies, metamorphosis is of simple type or direct type or incomplete type, but instead of calling these names, it is known as hemimetabolous type of metamorphosis. Then coming to the third type of metamorphosis, that is complete or holo metamorphosis or indirect metamorphosis. So here in this case there are four stages are there. First is egg, then larva, pupa and adult. So after hatching from the eggs, these caterpillars emerges out and they are fully different in all respect from their adults. You can see here, this is the adult butterfly and this is the caterpillar. Their feeding habits, their body size, all things are different. And this larval stage go through several moltings and then finally enter into the pupal stage. And all the developments that are required for an adult, like developments of the wings, reproductive organs, all these developments are there inside this pupa only. So this pupa is actually resting non-feeding stage and it is inwardly inactive. We can't see the development of the wings or differentiation of the different organs required for the adults uh, because they are held inside this pupa. Pupa is a capsule-like structure. So we can't see the development of wings. Hence, these development of wings are internally inside this pupa. Hence, these type of insects are also called as endoterigotan insects. And that in case of simple, they are known as exoterigotan insects. So here you can see this is the difference between larvae and adult. They are totally different from the adults. And nymphs are, in case of simple metamorphosis, they look like adults. They are adults only in all respects, except their smaller size and wings and non-functional reproductive wings. So this type of development is called as complete metamorphosis. Here the pupal stage is present. Here four stages are present. So this is complete metamorphosis. Then coming to the intermediate metamorphosis. So this intermediate type of metamorphosis in some insects, they undergo both the hemi or holometamorphosis or simple or complete metamorphosis. So this type of metamorphosis is actually found in case of coccids, that is mealybugs and scale insects, etc. and thrips. So here you can see the development of the male and female is different. Female is going through incomplete metamorphosis. This is nymph, second star nymph, third star nymph, then adult female. However, male is going through complete metamorphosis. You can see here second star nymph, then pre-pupa, pupa and adult. and adult having wings, antennae, etc. So these you can see both the development of the female is different through simple metamorphosis, and development of male is different, that is through complete metamorphosis. Hence this type of metamorphosis is called as intermediate type of metamorphosis. Then coming to the fifth type of metamorphosis, that is hypermetamorphosis. So hypermetamorphosis is nothing, it is holometamorphosis only, but here the forms of larvae are more. So larval forms, because of the larval forms, different larval forms, this type of metamorphosis is called as hypermetamorphosis. You can see here, this is found in blister beetles and other insects also. So you can see here the first star larvae is triangulin, then and this is active, then inactive larvae, then it converts into the pupa. So because of these different forms of the larvae, this type of metamorphosis is called as hypermetamorphosis. So this is all about the metamorphosis. Now we are coming to the diapause. So diapause is a suspended growth or development in the life cycle of insects to avoid unfavorable environmental conditions. This diapause is an resting stage to avoid an unfavorable environmental conditions. This diapause may be represented by sorry, low rate of the metabolism. They reduce their metabolism inside the body. They only survive in this condition. Then low oxygen consumption, very low oxygen consumption required because of no metabolism is there, or metabolic rate is very low. Then low body weight and low body water content and vitamin deficiency in the blood, that is hemolymph, and these all are help actually to avoid the unfavorable environmental conditions and survive the insects to again in the favorable environmental conditions. So why this diapause is required, or diapause is important to please remember that this diapause is required to pass the unfavorable environmental conditions. You can see here it provides a means for insect to survive seasons of adverse environmental conditions and allow population to synchronize periods of active development and reproduction with the seasons of optimal resource availability. So this diapause may occur in any stage like in egg, larva, nymph, pupa or adult stage. For example, the egg or embryonic diapause is present in the silkworms, that is Bombyx mori, a beneficial insect. Then the larval diapause is present in pink bollworm, that is Pactinophora gossypiella, is a serious pest of cotton. Then pupal diapause is present in red hairy caterpillars, that is Amsecta albistriga, and adult diapause is present in the mango stone beetle, that is Stenochetus mangiferi. You can see here these are the insects where these diapause is present in different stages. Then coming to the types of diapause, so there are two types of the diapause. Uh, First is obligatory diapause. So this type of diapause actually controlled by genes and are genetically controlled. This is a hereditary character, and it is species specific. Species is determined, and the stage is also determined which species will enter in the diapause. So in this type of diapause, this occurs in every generation, and it is associated with uh, univoltine species is most oftenly. So univoltine means the insects that have only one generation in a year. So for example, egg diapause in case of silkworm is of obligatory type. Then coming to the facultative diapause. So this type of diapause is not controlled by genes or genetically controlled. This is actually due to unfavorable environmental conditions, and the onset of the favorable environmental conditions, these insects regains its original activity. For example, this facultative type of diapause is present in cotton pinkworm, that is Pactinophora gossypiella. So estivation due to seasonal high temperature, that is in summer, is called estivation. However, the diapause due to seasonal low temperature is called hibernation. Please remember estivation and hibernation. So this is all about the metamorphosis and diapause in insects. If you have any doubts, any comments, uh, please comment below. I will be answering. I will be happy to answer. Thank you. Thank you very much.